countries rise.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh Lord, we come to you tonight to make the best possible decision for this Baptist Council for the citizens of Boonville. We pray. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Barry. Roll call.
Albert.
Here.
Venable.
Here.
Davis.
Here.
Bechtel.
Here.
Young.
Here.
Meadows.
Here.
Coward.
Here.
Marble.
Here. Well, you know, I'm one of the few that can really appreciate beautiful women. So I am betting that there are some beautiful women that have some comments. All right. Don't forget to tell us names.
My name is Mary Ellen McVicker, and I am a member of the Hannah Cole chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. And hang on just a second, I can't talk and write at the same time. And I have brought with me a contingent of chapter members because we're here to make a request tonight to the City Council for your consideration. And that is that on Saturday, July 4th, 2026, not the Saturday coming up in about a month and a half, but in about 13 months away, the United States will celebrate its 250th anniversary. And this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. By the time we get to the tricentennial, no offense meant to any of you, but you're not going to be here, and neither am I. So this is our opportunity to celebrate our heritage and our country in a way that is very significant. At the bicentennial back in 1976, and yes, I'm old enough, I worked the bicentennial 50 years ago. Why, there was a government task force, and the task force was already doing a media blitz 13 months out. I mean, every night on the nightly news, and you got to remember we only had ABC, NBC, and CBS at that time. Why, there was something about the upcoming bicentennial. So the general public was very aware that this was coming. The task force for what is called America 250, to be quite blunt, has done diddly squat. And with all of the government cuts that are happening, I don't think we're going to have much guidance there. So it's up to us to be able to celebrate and make people aware of what is going on. The DAR has planned a year's worth of activities. Beginning in June of this year, we're going to try to do something every couple of months, and then when we start out in the fall, we'll be doing something every month to which the public is invited, and we hope people will come, and we hope it's things that talk about our heritage. There are at least 26 Revolutionary War veterans buried in Cooper County, which I didn't know if you realized that. We have homes that were built by Revolutionary War veterans that are here in the Boonville area. There's a lot of history to be discussed. But the grand finale needs to be Saturday, July 4th, 2026. And I think the grand finale is beyond the financial capability and the volunteer capability of little old ladies from the DAR, including me. So we are here tonight to ask the City Council if you would establish an ad hoc committee for the 4th of July celebration for 2026. And it needs to be done very quickly. I realize it's in the next fiscal year, but planning needs to be started. In order, the Chamber does not have a director. I know the Chamber has been very instrumental in fireworks and things in the past. They don't have anybody leading them right now, etc., etc. So we are behind the gun. We've got tariffs coming in. What we'll be able to get, who knows? Some of the imported things that we use, like fireworks, et cetera. Who knows what something like this is going to cost or what it's going to be. And so we are asking that as soon as possible, the Boonville City Council form an America 250 for the grand finale on the 4th of July in 2026. And ladies, have I missed anything?
Nope. Been covered. Good job.
And can I answer any questions from you?
Doesn't look
Yep.
like it.
What kind of events would you anticipate?
I don't know, that's why I think you need your committee.
I think that's fair.
I think, I would hope it would be events that the general public, I talked to the tourism people, I know them very, very well. But this is not really a tourist event we're talking about. If it's anything like the bicentennial, now remember, that was 50 years ago in a whole different world, pre-computers. But what you found was that tourism tended to be along the East Coast. People went back to the actual Revolutionary War sites. Now, there is a Revolutionary War battle in St. Louis, but it's not out here. The first battle out here is the War of 1812. And so we found that what people did in Missouri was that they tended to go home. And high school alumni, they had their high school reunions the 4th of July weekends, you know. People went home for family reunions. It tended to be more of a local, but every community did something. I have no idea what Boonville did. I did not live here 50 years ago. And so, you know, but yes, but I think it should be the community. What does Boonville want to do so that 50 years later, I can tell you what I did exactly on that 4th of July in 1976. It was a once in a lifetime event type of situation, and I would like for others to have that opportunity.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other thoughts from the council?
Mayor, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see the ad hoc city council committee working in tandem with DAR, or are you just recommending?
I think you all need to form the committee. If you would like to have a representative from the DAR, I'm sure we could come up with someone. I think if you'd like to have a representative from the Tourism Council, I'm sure they could probably come up with someone. I'm hopeful the chamber would be able to come up with someone. But I do think the fiscal responsibility, because you'll be in a different fiscal year by then too, but you know, that for the grand finale, and 4th of July next year is on a Saturday, which is very helpful. Well, I guess they were thinking ahead, weren't they, back in 1776? But, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mrs. McVicker, you talked about events happening monthly up until that point. Is that something you could share
You betcha.
with us?
In June, Laura, you want to tell them about what we're going to do in June? We're starting in June of this year, and Mrs. Mauzee is the coordinator for the June event.
We're going to rededicate the grave of a real daughter. A real daughter is a woman who belonged to DAR, and her father was in the American Revolution. This gal lived in Pleasant Green.
Ma'am, would you mind stepping the microphone just so we?
Andrew, have I lost my teacher voice?
It's all about the.
Sorry.
It's all about YouTube.
Sorry.
This is a YouTube thing, so don't worry.
Oh, I apologize. So we're going to rededicate the grave of a real daughter. And her father was in the American Revolution, and she was a member of DAR. She lived at Pleasant Green, and as she aged, she moved down there and she lived with her son. And so we're going to do a joint ceremony with our chapter and the chapter in Sedalia, which is the Osage chapter, and rededicate her and she has a marker right now. And the reason I discovered her was reading the minutes from the Hannah Cole chapter, which was started in 1908. And our chapter regent contacted National DAR, and during that time span, the National DAR gave pensions to real daughters. And so our regent contacted National. They gave this woman $45 a month until she passed away as a pension. And so then that was how I discovered her. She's at the New Lebanon, Cumberland Presbyterian Church Cemetery is where she's buried, and that's where the ceremony will be held. But that's just the beginning of all of ours. Mary Ellen, tell them the rest.
Well, we're going to hopefully mark the graves of several Revolutionary War veterans who have no markers. And we have spent a lot of time and effort trying to find them, including a poison ivy patch last Saturday. But anyway, unfortunately, we're all clear. That is amazing. So we're going to do that. We are also going to be actively involved with the Veterans Breakfast. The DAR sponsors a Veterans Breakfast. And this year, Dr. Don Heidenreich, who is a former military history professor at Kemper, when Kemper was here, Don is going to be coming in and he will be our guest speaker, talking about similarities and contrasts between fighting in the American Revolution and fighting in modern 21st century. We're going to be doing a genealogy workshop on tracing your ancestors back to the American Revolution for the general public. We're doing a quilt show. What else are we doing? Oh yes, we're doing a George and Martha Washington tea and around Valentine's Day, and all of the food will come. I have a copy of the presidential cookbook, and all of the food will come from the George and Martha Washington section. So we'll see if we can eat. It'll be interesting. It'll be a little different probably than what we're used to. And then of course a lady named Hannah Cole founded Boonville, as you know, and her father is a Revolutionary War veteran. And so in next May, when we go out and do a ceremony at her grave, we'll be honoring her father as well. And then we think we need a great big bang-up finale on the 4th of July. Maybe a little less historic and a little more fun. But yes, the idea is to keep it in the public, in the public view.
It's good.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate
you.
Thank you.
allowing us to come tonight. And ladies, we can. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Have a good night.
Okay, just call. Do you think this happens in St. John?
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Kate, you and I ought to sit down sometime and see what we want to try to get a leader for that, okay?
Okay.
Any other citizens' comments? Okay. Approval of the minutes for the April 15. Any questions, suggestions, changes? Then they will stand as given to us. Consent items. Consider pay request number 5 in the amount of $21,149.85 to Hydrovac of Missouri for lead service line inventory. Item B, consider pay request number 4 in the amount of $101,468.03 to GBH Builders Incorporated for Johnson Fieldhouse renovations. Any questions?
I make a motion we approve these two consent items.
All right, thank you.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Roll call.
Albert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Bechtel,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Coward,
Yes.
Harville.
Yes.
Passes. Item 6, presentation of accounts and claims.
Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Boonville as follows. Section 1, for the purpose of paying salaries and various accounts against the City of Boonville which have been allowed by the council at the regular meeting thereof on April 21st, 2025, the sum of $381,953.13. General Fund, $20,448.80. Sanitation, $18,439.90. CIP tax, $44,849 and a penny. Waterworks, $96,297.08. Capital projects, $16,561.89. Wastewater, $67,488.79. Tourism, $6,772.52. Gaming, $91,037.75. Parks and Water, $517.65. Kemper sales tax, $19,539.74. Economic Development Project, $0.00. Section 2, the accountant is hereby authorized and instructed to draw checks on the respective city bank accounts in favor of the persons whose salaries and accounts have been allowed as above, amounting to $381,953.13, being the total amount of money being appropriated. Section 3, this ordinance shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage, first reading on April 21, 2025, read for the second time this April 21, 2025, since a copy was made available prior to the meeting.
Second reading title only.
Ordinance appropriating money.
Mayor, I move that we approve this ordinance.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments?
Me, second
I was gonna second it.
Second, that'd be a good idea first.
Kate, on the waterworks at 96,000, is that maintenance? What are we?
It's probably maintenance agreement in there, and there might be some water meters in there too.
Okay. And then the gaming fund of 91,000 is just moving the balance.
That's also gonna be some maintenance agreements that are in there, and then also, like, we paid for the street sweeper out of this year, the one that we actually agreed to, but we weren't paying until the new fiscal year. So some of these are bills that have been here since April 1 to April 22 that we won't pay until the new fiscal
And
year.
the sweeper was,
44,000, so it was like half.
and it was always planned to come out of the gaming fund, is that correct? Okay, great, thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Bechtel,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Coward,
Yes.
Harville.
Yes. Okay, item 8, new business. Well, item 7 is unfinished business, which there is none. Item 8, new business, first reading of bill number 2025-007, establishing disclosure of potential conflicts of interest.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri, amending the Code of General Ordinances, Section 2-36, to establish a procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interest for certain municipal officials.
Okay, first reading. Item 9, reports of standing committees. Police Board.
I was unable to attend the meeting due to a conflict. The minutes are in the packet, so it looks like they had a meeting, which we hadn't had one in a while, so, yeah. Read it, looks like they had a good meeting.
Okay,
Randy, our 2 new recruits are still on schedule for this summer to join us?
Yes, they should graduate the 24th of July.
Okay. What's that bring our total police force up to once they,
We'd be 2 shy.
okay, what's the count? Or we,
23 counting the SRO officers, so 21 over.
okay, great, thank you.
any other questions, thoughts? Okay, item B, planning and zoning was canceled. Reports of city officials. Mayor, I have nothing. Administrator?
I provided some updates for you guys on pages 20 and 21. I'm happy to answer any questions you have those, and otherwise I'll direct your attention all the way to the back. So Mr. Tim Cooper is here for his first meeting, first day today, so he just started everything off with a bang. Anyways, I think Tanner wasn't here maybe, and Bear, Si, you weren't here, right?
I was here.
Okay, and it's like, so maybe you can introduce yourself. We've got a new council person and one who wasn't able to attend.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Tim Cooper. For those that I haven't met yet, I'll keep this short and sweet. Thank you for your confidence in me to lead our department. And together with your help, I feel like we're going to do some some great things. So once again, thank you. I'm looking forward to sitting down and talking with each of you, finding out your concerns, and what your idea is for the future. So, looking forward to that, and again, thank you very much. If you have any questions, would like to sit down, please come by the fire station, give me a call, whatever, the door is always open, so I'm looking forward to talking with each and every one of you.
Have you got settled here in town?
Yes, yeah. We closed on our house Friday, right a block from here, 523 6th Street, so it's kind of a mess right now. I had the tree taken down and putting in a retaining wall, so it's kind of a mess right now. Bear with me, I'll get it there. But yeah, we're excited to be a part of Boonville and just embed ourselves in the culture and the city. So yeah, anything else? Anybody have any questions?
It's very nice to meet you, and I think that did you purchase the house that had the 10? Yeah, that's what I thought. It was the 10.
Yeah, the 10 house. Yeah.
So that was my sister's home, actually.
Was it really?
Yeah. Allison
So I've been
Small
digging, trying to find the history behind the house, and
Yep.
I guess it was an old tin house.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I guess they did tin work and things like that there, but yeah, any old pictures out there? I love history, so I'm looking forward to diving into the fire department's history. I've tried to find as much as I can about it, but the fire department has a very small footprint online. But yeah, I'm very interested in learning the history of the fire department, the city of Boonville, everything that went on here. So anything you have, send it my way.
After the meeting, I'll come and say hello,
Yeah.
because we're also neighbors. I
Oh,
live
are
over
we?
on Morgan, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Awesome, very good. Anything else?
Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah,
Thank you, Mayor.
welcome.
Thank you, council.
Thanks, Chief.
Yeah.
I'll also just note that we did internally post the 2 fire positions today. So I was waiting for Tim to join us, so that will eventually bring our crew up to 6. So we're getting there.
Good. Anything else, Kate?
Not unless there's other questions you guys have for me.
City clerk?
Nothing.
Nothing. City councilor?
Just very briefly, as you all know, we originally were going to be scheduled for a dangerous buildings hearing that was going to be at 6 o'clock tonight. Late in the afternoon on Friday and through the weekend, we were able to secure basically what we call a consent judgment, where the 2 property owners, one who was represented by council, agreed to submit a repair and abatement plan to us. I visited with Steve, made sure it was compliant with city code and what we were going to do. So I'll submit these to City Hall to go into the file. And Steve, I got a copy for you tonight, basically giving them this month or this summer, and gave them an extra month from what their initial request was, give them until August 1st to abate all the dangerous conditions on 806 and 810 3rd Street, so we could circumvent having to have a hearing. So we'll have something on the file if anybody wanted to see it, but that way we didn't have to have another contested hearing. So
Yeah, that's good news. Coming to an agreement outside of the hearings are always
Yeah.
nice, so thanks.
yeah,
Brad.
the key in the dangerous building hearings is these are private property owners, and want to give them an opportunity to try to repair their properties, but we also want to be compliant with city code. So trying to work out something that works for all the parties. So we have August 1st set in stone for dangerous conditions to be completely abated. They can work on full restoration after that. So that's all I've got, Mr. Mayor.
Good work. Thank you. Any miscellaneous?
So I said,
Go ahead, sir.
Go.
I just thought I'd mention, it came to my attention, MU Extension for Cooper County is hosting a forum Thursday night for a conversation about the future of our youth in the community. And it's at LSE starting at 5 o'clock if anybody wants to come and be part of that conversation.
What was the date?
August 24th, April 24th.
That's a ways off.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay, thank you, Susan.
And I just have one real quick. Teresa had posted the local agency funding application online. I think the due date is the 30th of May, so I also heard it on the radio this morning, so if anyone has any questions, let me know.
Good. Anybody else? Motion?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, stand up.
Second.
Stand up and go. Thanks you all.